It is time for another travel photography and video gear video. Yes, thank goodness. There aren't enough of these on the internet already. But for those of you who are gear junkies and watch this channel, I know you love photography and video equipment. And this is the basics of what I'm taking with me on assignment starting tomorrow with 4 very funny and talented guys. I think you already know what that is all about, but I want to dig in to what I believe is like the basic equipment that you might need, or that I definitely need to do my job as a travel photographer and video producer. And that all starts right now. So let's get into it and roll the intro. Let's go. Right here, I've got a carbon fiber travel tripod. This is made from Benro, and it's made out of magnesium carbon fiber. It's super light and really durable. I've currently got the ball head off because this is how I travel with it, but the ball head just screws right on. It's a very sort of simple generic ball head. It's a Benro IB2. And I use this primarily for landscape photography, shooting interviews and time lapse. For still photography, I've got the Canon EOS R. This is the Canon mirrorless system. It's got the L bracket from Three Legged Thing on it. And yeah, this is an Arca Swiss ball head as well, so that I can put any camera that has an L bracket on my tripod, which is really nice. And the EOS R, I don't have any of the RF lenses yet because I can't afford them. For Canon shooters, you probably have a similar problem. But so because of that, I've got the bayonet adapter for my EF lenses, the EF mount. And for the EF mount, I have the Holy Trinity. So I'm sure you've heard of that term before, but if not, the Holy Trinity is your wide angle, your standard zoom, and your telephoto. So for that, I've got the 16-35, the 24-70, and the 70-200. They're all 2.8 L series from Canon. These lenses are awesome. They cover the whole spectrum for me, so I'm super happy with just those 3 to travel with. However, if I did have the space and the means, I would like to have 2 more, preferably a 50mm prime and the 100-400 from Canon. But again, this is like basic equipment. And for me, the basics that covers all bases is the Holy Trinity. So the only reason I would want the other 2 lenses is to get that, you know, more shallow depth of fields and a faster prime, as well as the 100-400 to get better wildlife shots and possibly even landscapes. But for me, the Holy Trinity does it for still photography, so that's awesome. For filters, I've got a polarizer here at the front from Benro, and then a Benro filter kit. So this is the foundation kit. It's the FH100M2, and then the filters that I have are sort of a mismatch of a whole bunch of different companies over the years, but primarily Benro. I've got a 3-stop soft grad, 3-stop hard grad, a 2-stop medium, a 10-stop ND, a 6-stop ND, a 5-stop soft, and a 5-stop hard grad. So all really, really useful for landscape photography in the field, and highly suggest having a filter kit for your wide angles especially, and even the 24-70. So yeah, really happy with the photography basic setup there. Let's move to video. For video, I shoot with the Panasonic GH5. This is a beast of a video camera. It is extremely powerful. It shoots in some really, really high quality codecs, 422, 10-bit internal, which goes through a 64 gigabyte memory card in like 8 minutes. It's just incredible. Like, you have to have so much space for SD cards to shoot at the highest codec that camera can do. But I primarily shoot 4K 60 or in 1080p depending on the project. But the 4K 60, I find it's fine to have a couple 64 gigabyte cards for that, and I can shoot, you know, multiple days in a row. I also, of course, have hard drives to back up all this footage, and a SSD for actually editing off of. But again, this is not all of my equipment. It's just the stuff that I think is like the basic bare minimum. So definitely a video camera to record video. For the GH5, the lenses that I use, I've got 2 Leica Panasonic lenses. This is the 12-60 2.8 and the 8-18 2.8. Now, I only have the 2 because Panasonic GH5 is a micro four thirds crop sensor, which means that these actually act as like a 16-36 and a 24 to 120. So my focal range is 16 to 120, which I find for video is more than enough, especially if you're shooting 4K. You can even crop in a little bit further in post and you still have great quality footage. So the reason that I say that is because I have used the 100 to 400 from Panasonic, and it's just too much telephoto for video. It's really hard to have a stable shot if you're not on a tripod, if you're handheld or using a gimbal. So that's why I only have those two lenses for travel videography. It would be nice to have a couple like really fast primes, and there's a good chance that I'm gonna pick up the 15mm prime from Panasonic for that very soon. But for now, these are the two lenses that I have for the GH5. This is the Crane V2 Plus gimbal from Zhiyun Tech. Love this thing. It's bomb-proof, great gimbal. I've had the Crane V1, the Crane V2, and then this is the V2 Plus. So for 3 years, I've been using these gimbals, and I know that there's a lot of great gimbals out there that do possibly a better job than that one, but that one just packs so light, and it's small, and it's easy to use, and I've had it in so many different situations that I'm really happy with it. Then for drone, Mavic 2 Pro, love this thing. You've seen so much footage from this drone. It's got a crazy story behind it too. If you haven't heard of that one from Greece last year, go and check that out. But I love this drone. It's really, really useful. And then of course the controller for the drone. I have a variable ND 10-stop filter. That's really good for shooting video because you want to keep your shutter speed down to make sure you're getting the best quality of video footage output through the GH5. So for running gun stuff, the variable 10-stop ND is key. This is made by Hoya. Then more filters. I got ND filters for the drone. This is from Sandmark. I've got a 4-stop, 8-stop, 16 and 32, which are very useful when shooting with the drone because usually you're outside in a whole bunch of different light conditions, as you know. For audio, we've got the Rode VideoMic Go. This is what I use for vlogging. And then I've also got the Rode Lav mic, which I'm using right now. And this is extremely useful for interviews and also doing videos like this where I'm in a room and there could be sort of echoey sound. Now I've got a bit more miscellaneous things on the table that are still super basic, fundamental pieces of equipment for me when I'm filming in the field. And that is a cell phone. Cell phone is totally key. You need this to fly the drone, to record audio with the lav mic, to use apps for your camera or for the gimbal or whatever, to stay connected, to check your email. This is like my mobile office when on the road, and it's definitely good to have a smartphone with you. I've then also got a thermos, which of course is a fundamental piece of kit. This was also the first merch that I've ever sold. So I put these on sale like maybe 3 weeks ago, and the first 10 that I bought and branded sold in 1 day, which is amazing. So if you are one of the 10 people that bought the thermos, thank you very much. I hope that you put it to good use because it is a great piece of kit for landscape and travel photography and video. Also got this little piece of branded merch. This is a microfiber cloth, and I've had this exact cloth for like almost a year. I absolutely love it, and it works so well that I bought 30 of them and branded them with Snell Media and sold those as merch as well. And they went out with the thermoses on that first day, which is really cool. So thanks again to you guys who bought the cloth. Behind that, I've got the rain cover for my bag, my camera bag. So this thing is totally necessary when doing travel, video and photo in case it starts to rain or the weather gets hectic. Last piece of equipment is my actual bag. This is the PacSafe VentureSafe X40 with a Manfrotto ICU inside. Really durable, strong, really great backpack, really. I've gone through a lot of camera bags and I'm very happy with that one. And it is a fundamental piece of kit for carrying all this stuff. And that's it. If I'm forgetting anything, let me know in the comments below and your thoughts on this basic travel videography and photography equipment. And this is what I'll be taking with me, plus a whole bunch of other stuff. What you're not seeing is the extra batteries, all the cables, any kind of miscellaneous equipment that I think I'm gonna need in the field for fixing things, for keeping things tight and organized. You don't see that stuff. This is the basics of what I believe is necessary to have with you for travel photography and video production, when traveling. So that's it. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video, and I will see you on the next one.